One of the best and newest strategies that we've been employing for our agency clients this year has been this omnipresent YouTube ad strategy, which has honestly been one of the best performing ones out of all of our cold campaign strategies. And if you are somebody that has a high ticket offer or an offer that has a little bit of a higher sales cycle, or even honestly, if you have a product or service that's not just an impulse buy, I highly recommend trying out this strategy for yourself. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Neil. I run Links Digital, a YouTube ads agency aiming to help business owners just like you scale with YouTube ads. And I will say, if you aren't already a part of our YouTube ads course, I highly recommend that you do that because I shared this exact strategy inside our private group about 2 months ago. So check the top link in the description if you're interested in that. All right, basically the gist of this strategy or any omnipresent strategy is that you're going to want to target and show your ideal customers your ads over and over a long period of time. And you do this to deliver value and share your expertise. The reason for this is because we all know in 2024, prospects require multiple interactions and touch points with your brands before they consider buying something from you. And this is especially true if you're selling anything that's high ticket or not an impulse buy. People need to see you repeatedly so that they can establish trust and become familiar with your face. Not only that, you want to also position yourself as a subject matter expertise in whatever niche you operate in. Now, does this mean go out there and constantly bombard your target audience with a whole bunch of ads? No, that's probably the fastest way to annoy your audience and have them not buy anything from you. What you actually want to do is deliver value and build goodwill with your ads. That's what makes this strategy so special. With your first few ads, not only do you want to capture attention, but like I said, deliver value. And the best way we found to do this is by running long form educational videos as your first few ads. And I'm not talking about like salesy videos or your typical ads that we discuss on this channel here. And you're going to want to run these educational videos as in-feed ads. Don't worry, I'll show you exactly how to set these up and what sort of styles of ads to use when I hop on my computer. So once you have those first few initial campaigns set up, what you're going to want to do is remarket to the people who actually watch those educational videos with more salesy based ads. And that's where you're going to be pitching your products or services, showcasing reviews and testimonials, and blasting any sort of objections that your prospects might have. And what I recommend is you actually run a combination of these salesy videos with the educational based ads. Now, the ratio of education to salesy ads is really going to depend on what sort of products or services you're selling, how long the sales cycle is. But the rule of thumb here is you want to be constantly delivering value and not annoying your audience. Ultimately, what I can boil this strategy down to is that famous quote by Gary Vaynerchuk, which is you want to jab, jab, jab with value and then follow up with a right hook, which is going to be your sales ads. So let's jump onto my computer and I'll show you exactly how to do this. Alrighty, so we are now inside the Google Ads dashboard, and don't worry if yours looks a little bit different. This is just the new appearance. You can toggle it to the old appearance just by clicking this button here. However, we're not going to worry about any of that. We're just going to go ahead and create our very first campaign. So this is going to be the first educational based ad in our whole sequence. All right, with this, the whole goal isn't to drive sales or leads with this campaign. So we're just actually going to come down here and create a campaign without a goals guidance. And then obviously campaign subtype is going to be video. And inside here, this is where things get important. Now, we're going to be choosing the new video views campaign subtype just because we want the most amount of people that are qualified in our customer avatar to actually see the actual ad. So we're just going to hit continue here and just brand new campaigns. And then we'll quickly name this ad sequence 1. And then the cool thing about this is we get to use the target CPV campaign. Right now, we're just trying to get as many eyeballs onto this educational based ad as possible. So we're not aiming for conversions. We're not doing target CPA. Target CPV is exactly what we want. And then I'm going to change the daily to, let's say, $20. And it really doesn't take a lot of money to get these up and going. And then we can do United States and Canada. English is fine. And then I want to tick off multi-format ads. Next up, I'm going to go into additional settings. Only target specific devices, so get rid of tablets, get rid of TV screens. Next thing, frequency capping. It's actually very important that we put frequency capping because we don't want people to see this long educational ad over and over. With our other salesy ads, yeah, they can see them all the time. But with this one, we want to make sure when they come across it, it's going to be one of those things that they're going to want to save and watch all the way through. So per week, I'm going to do a 3 impression cap per week. Schedule can be all day. Third-party measurement really doesn't matter here. Ad group name, we'll leave this here. And then now we go into our audience segment. Again, I've made a whole video on YouTube ads targeting, and you can pretty much take that and apply that here. For this example, we'll just go over and make a brand new audience. So we'll say YouTube ads trust, right? So demographics, we'll say, okay, I know that we're promoting our YouTube ads course, let's say. So I know that people 25 to 64 and then top 20% income, those would be the people that are super interested in learning about YouTube ads. Then I'm going down to the additional audience segments, and then I'm going to do custom search terms. So I'll do YouTube ads course, and I'll put that there. New custom search terms. So we'll do YouTube course 2, and then I'll do YouTube ads course, how to run YouTube ads. Perfect. We have crazy amount of impressions, so that's awesome. And then we'll just hit save here, and then leave audience expansion off, leave keywords and topics and placements off. Again, this is still one of the cool things. Like if you want to go ahead and target certain keywords, you can. Also, placements are still a thing with this type of campaign. That means if you want to actually target your competitors' channels, that's where you do it, right? So let's say you're going after a different competitor that does Facebook ads. So let me do, let's see who comes up. Channels. Ben Heath comes up. So let's say I wanted to target Ben Heath. I would do that there, right? Or Chase, I would do that there. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at the search terms because our audience is huge. You can also further, narrow it down, but for our case, this is fine. Now let's actually talk about the video ad. So this is where things get interesting. So instead of just taking a video that is a salesy short 2-minute ad, what we're actually going to do is use a longer tutorial. So for us on our channel, we actually have a couple videos. So this is our big hour-long YouTube ads course, right? So I can run this as an ad, or I can run this tutorial where I teach YouTube lead generation, right? So I'll take this one right now. And this is going to be the tripwire, call it. So people see this, they're going to get a ton of value from it. Like this is supposed to be looking like a organic YouTube video. Like we posted something very similar to our channel. I've left this unlisted for now just because I want to run this as an ad, and I recommend that you do that as well. However, this is going to be the cornerstone. People are going to get so much value. They're going to learn how to get leads from YouTube ads, and it's going to bring people into the funnel. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And then this is where we check that it's going to be an in-feed ad, not a skippable in-stream ad. And I can do a headline like something like free course. Now that I've named it, essentially what these types of ads are going to be, they're basically educational lead magnets. However, they live and exist as ads. And because they're on YouTube, your costs are going to be a little bit less as opposed to having them on your website. Now, I know that you don't get to actually capture an email or any other identifiers. However, because we can remarket to these people on YouTube ads itself, I think it's a pretty great trade-off considering the cost to get people to watch this lead magnet, sort of say, is going to be much lower than having people opt into a funnel. Now we go in and talk about our CPV bidding. If you've seen other videos, I go over CPV bidding extensively. However, the rule of thumb is like you want to go with whatever they recommend and then increase it by 50%. So this is 11 cents. So we can put our bid at 19 cents, right? So not $19, 19 cents. Perfect. Now this is going to ensure that we're getting a ton of views. So like on the right hand side, it says we're going to get about 1 to almost 3,000 views per day. And our average CPV is going to be between 6 and 14 cents. And we're going to spend 100% of our budget. That's exactly what we're looking for. Again, you can scale this up or scale this down. If your bids are a little too low, you can come back in, see if you're not spending 100% of your budget. And if you are spending 100% of your budget, you can scale these campaigns, right? So what I'm going to do is just create this campaign right here. All right, so once you've launched that first campaign, what we're going to need to do is make a remarketing audience so that we can remarket to the people that actually watch that first video. And the way we're going to do that is go under Tools, Shared Library, and Audience Manager. Now, if you're not on this new appearance, it might just be up here on this toolbar. We're just going to go ahead, click the audience manager, create a new your data segment, and then come down here and click plus on the YouTube users. And I'll just say watched lead tutorial. And now we're just going to connect our YouTube channel where we're running that original video from, and then come down here, watch certain videos as ads. So this is going to be super important. 180 days. And then we'll just paste the URL of the same video that we ran, and then boom, and pre-fill, 30 segments. And then this should be perfect. With that settled, we're going to go back into our campaign objectives. We're going to select create a campaign without a goals guidance again. Go back into video, and instead of reaching for video views with the campaign subtype, we're actually going to go for efficient reach, because we don't care about engagement or views on our second ad. We want our second ad to go to as many people that saw our first ad. And with these ads, you can actually run them as in-feed and skippable in-stream ads. So I highly recommend that you go ahead and do this. Efficient reach, and then we're just going to start a brand new campaign, and we're going to leave multi-format ads on in this one, and we'll just name this a RT of sequence 1. Again, I'm just naming them very short just for the sake of this video. I actually just came out with a brand new video that teaches you how to name campaigns properly. So click somewhere on here to see that video after this one. Next up, we're just going to go down to target CPM. This is probably the cheapest bidding method, but obviously because you can't use it with other campaigns because your conversions are going to be down. However, because we know who the people are going to be we're remarketing to, this bidding strategy is perfect. So again, we'll go daily, and then we'll just make it the same amount as the initial campaign. I guarantee that it won't actually spend this entire amount because, again, we're going for a smaller audience. We're remarketing people, but that's perfectly fine. Now, in terms of networks, we're going to remove Google and video partners, and then location, we can actually put all locations, right? Because now we're not trying to restrict anything. We know which audience we're remarketing. We're remarketing to people that saw our first ads. I will also remove devices just because we found that tablets and TV screens, the conversions come in at a much higher price, so they're not worth messing around with. All right, so we're gonna come down to the audience, and this is where we can actually remarket to the other audience that we were using, right? So we're gonna click, and then what do we name it? Lead tutorial. All right, sometimes it won't pop up. Right now, it's not popping up because we just made that audience and it didn't populate. So we'll just create a brand new audience, and then we'll go back in and go ahead under our data, and then we'll just go browse YouTube users, and then we'll just do a new segment, YouTube users, and then just the same thing that I did. Watched any videos as ads in the past 180 days, and then same video. Awesome. And then same thing. All right, now that we have the same video, again, it's not populated at the moment, but we can just say watched edu top of funnel video. Cool. And that's going to be our audience. We're not going to mess around with any sort of audience expansion, no demographic analysis, because we did that in the previous step. Again, this is going to give you a warning here because your other campaign basically hasn't started running. Don't worry about it. Once it gets off the ground, you should be able to get some spend in here. Now let's talk about the type of ads that we're going to be running. In the previous campaign, we ran a super long, like 20-minute tutorial. We had an hour-long tutorial, right? With these ads, these remarketed, these are going to be our more salesy ads. So you can see this is an ad that we ran, and it's 15 seconds long, and it's super salesy. Whereas the other ads, it's a complete tutorial. Again, if you haven't seen these tutorials, they're on the channel. They're some of the most viewed videos on our channel. I recommend that you go see them. They're awesome. But this ad is just like a straight up pitch. It's 15 seconds long. I try and get people to sign up for our course, and I say we have a sale or something, right? Yeah, with this ad, I'm delivering results, showing proof that our course gets results. It's super salesy. I have a urgency. We have your CTAs. It's your typical ads. And what I can do is actually take this and come in here and boom. And then now I can take people off of YouTube onto a URL. So I'll go ahead and find our URL. So I'm going to take the URL of our course page and then take it back into here and then say, grab our course, best YouTube ads training. And this is also where you can actually put in a new video ad. So I have two versions of this ad. So that was ad 2. So we're just going to take the other ad. And again, the purpose of these follow-up ads, in each of these ads, I'm addressing a different marketing message as well as a different objection. So in one, I'm giving a little bit of proof with our results. The other, I'm highlighting our student successes. And I think there's a promo code in one of the other ones. So very different ads. And I'll just quickly put this in, and it's going to be the same exact step as before. All right, so I put this in, and perfect. Now let's go over your bidding. If you've been running traffic on that first campaign for a while, this is going to give you a suggested bid in terms of your target CPM. However, because our campaign hasn't started running and we don't have too many people that have seen the previous ad, it's going to keep this blank. What I recommend is, depending on what niche you are, some of those more expensive niches, obviously we're targeting other advertisers, business owners, our CPMs are going to be crazy. So just to be safe, I'm going to go with something like $80. And if you are in a niche that's a little bit more broad, you can get away with $50. What I recommend is go a little bit higher, because otherwise your campaigns won't spend. What you can also do is, if your campaigns aren't spending, take a look at it for a couple of days. Make sure that first campaign is actually getting views, and then come back and you can increase this bid. What I recommend is you double it if you're getting absolutely no impressions, or if you are and you're not spending the majority of your budget, increase it by 50%, right? So if I came in and I created this campaign and I didn't get anything from it, I would come back in, I would put the target CPM bid to $160. Whereas if I had a few impressions, but it wasn't using the entire budget, come back in and make it $120, right? So that's rule of thumb. And that's pretty much it. You can use as many of these educational based pieces of content and follow them up with as many different types of ads as possible. And this is our omnipresent strategy. So people are going to be not only getting a ton of value from you, but they're going to be seeing you repeatedly. As you can notice, is we didn't leave a frequency cap in our actual follow-up ads and campaigns, and that's on purpose. We want people to be hit up with our sales messages over and over. However, because we're layering it in with those educational pieces of content, we have built enough goodwill that we can jab, 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 and then come in with a right hook. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Over 80% of you guys that watch these videos aren't subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a lot to us. And I'll see you in the next one.